everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is part 4 of building an e-commerce app from scratch. In part 3, we cover the cart screen, view model, and payment screen. If you haven't watched it yet, click the I button to watch. Now, in part 4, we will focus on 3 things: the product item, the product listing, and the search screen. Basically, designing how our product item will look, how we should list it, and search for any products in the search screen. Easy? So come back to Android Studio. See, we are designing this product item. We have a card that includes a product image, an add to cart button, the product name, and the product price. Once we design this template, we can use it anywhere in the app. In the UI screens package, create a new class, ProductItem. This is a composable function. It consists of 2 parameters: the product data class, which we created before, that consists of product details, and the second parameter is onAdd as a unit. OnAdd is a function parameter that is passed from a parent composable to product item to define what should happen when this function is defined. Basically, instead of writing the logic inside the UI component, we delegate the action to the parent. In this case, onAdd represents adding a product to the cart logic. This action will be taken by the parent screen, like the product list screen or search screen or any other screens. But why do we write it indirectly? Because it makes the code reusable and keeps the logic separate from the UI. Got it? Next, inside the composable, create a context variable for toast. Now, let's design the product item. First, create a card with 8 dp padding, fill max width, a rounded corner shape of 16 dp size, 4 dp elevation, and a card container color of violet. Inside the card, create a column, and inside that column, create a box. The box is just for the proper alignment. Inside the box, create an image that represents the product image from the product data class, with the content description as the name of the product only. Then keep the image, fill max width, 140 dp height, and content scale as crop. Next, create an icon button whose on-click redirects to the onAdd function, which we will mention in the parent composable. Basically, this icon button is an add to cart button that adds the product to the cart. Once the product is added to the cart, it displays a toast that says added to the cart with a short length. The icon button is slightly off to the side of the image, so align it as top end with 8 dp padding. And the background color is violet with a circle shape. Inside the icon button, of course, an icon which is an add icon that represents add to cart, whose icon color is white. Next, create another column whose padding is 8 dp. In this column, we will display the product name and price. So inside the column, create a text that displays the product name from the product data class, whose font weight is bold. Max lines is 1. Text overflow is ellipsis, which means if the text doesn't fit in the particular box, then use 3 dots like this to show that the text has overflowed. And lastly, the text color is white. Below it is a spacer of 4 dp height. Then create a text that displays the product price using the currency symbol. The text color is white with semi-bold font weight, and our product item is ready. Now we need to list this product item in a grid format, like two products in a row kind of a situation. It looks nice, right? So to do that, create a new class in UI screens package only, ProductListScreen. The product list screen is responsible for displaying products of a specific category in a grid layout while connecting UI with cart logic. This is also a composable function. It takes a category and a cart view model as parameters. First, create a products variable which filters all products from product data to only include those matching this selected category. Basically, all the products whose category matches one of the 6 categories that we created are separated out. Then we use lazy vertical grid with 2 columns to efficiently display item in a scrollable grid cells. Inside the grid, items, products. It looks through each filter product and for every item it calls product item. Make sure the items is a list import. It passes a function to onAdd, which tells the app to call cartViewModel.addToCart it. Whenever the add button is clicked, this is where the parent composable calls the onAdd function. Understand? And done. Before writing code for the search screen, first we need to mention our product list screen in app Nav Graph. We add product list screen inside navigation so that it becomes a separate screen that can be opened when the user navigates through the product category screen. Basically, the app knows when and how to open the screen when a specific route is called. So create a composable for it. Our route is the product category. Inside it, add product list screen. When the screen opens, it gets that category using it.arguments.getString category and send it to product list screen. Along with it also passes cart view model. So the screen can show products of that category and handle adding items to the cart. Basically, if you click on the clothing category, all the products listed in the clothing category will be displayed. Likewise, for other categories, electronics, food, home decor, and so on. Don't worry, I am going to upload the code to my website for your help. In fact, you can do the same and earn money through it. How? See, as a coder, one of the smartest way to earn money is by using your coding skills online. And if you are someone who is shy to make videos or doesn't want to be on camera, you can start by writing blogs, like coding tutorials, guides, or even a project overview. You can add ads to your website and turn it into a proper income source. I have personally done this, and honestly, it's one of the best passive income streams you can build as a developer. But I get it. If you're a beginner or a college student, things like buying a domain, hosting, and managing everything can feel confusing and expensive at the same time. That's where I found something useful. LyteHosting. It basically gives you a complete setup to build anything online. Go to LyteHosting.com. Here you can get your domain, set up your website using WordPress or any builder, and choose from different services like business hosting, VPS, or even dedicated server as you grow. So you don't need to switch platforms later. Everything scales with you. Let me quickly show you how it works. See, you can register a domain, transfer a domain here, or search for a new one. Let's say you want to start a website where you write code specially for Jetpack Compose. So search for something like Learn Jetpack Compose. Choose any of the domain names .com, .net, .org, .xyz, anything that suits your website. I have a backup domain from LyteHosting, that is androidknowledge.xyz. We will use that as an example. Then choose a hosting plan. They offer multiple services, including shared, business, and WordPress hosting. According to your requirement, you can go with any of their hosting services. Each one of them has its own features. I am using their business hosting. See, it has 3 categories to choose from. You can go with Starter, Growth, or Pro. The Starter provides 50 GB storage. I can add up to 10 websites in it, unlimited emails, bandwidth, and so much more, just at $2.5 per month. You will also get a free domain for a year. This is the C panel where you'll find all the website domain and hosting related settings. Lastly, set up your website in just few steps. You can choose from the wide range of website templates. As I want a blog website, I'll go with this one. You can design and edit it however you want, or you can connect it with WordPress. I'll quickly set up my blog website, and done. Our website is ready. Let's publish it. Publishing is in progress, and it's done. Visit androidknowledge.xyz website, and look, our website is live. Of course, there's so much to edit here, but I just wanted to show you that how easy it is to start your own website using LyteHosting. So if you're planning to start your own small blog, business, or any website, LyteHosting is a really good hosting website to begin with. I have added the link in the description box with all the details. You can use my coupon code for a discount. Now let's design the search screen. So go to the search screen. Again, it's a composable function. It consists of a cart view model as a parameter. Inside the composable, create a variable query by remember mutable state of with an initial value of blank. This is your search query, okay? Add imports. Then create another variable, results. It filters the product from the product data based on the product name that contains the query that we wrote. Ignore the letter case, so true. The important search query and result logic is done. We just have to display them. So create a column with 16 dp padding. Inside it, create a surface which is fill max width, a rounded corner shape of 14 dp, 6 dp tonal elevation, 6 dp shadow elevation, and surface color is white. Inside the surface, create an outline text field whose value is our query, whose on value change is our current query with fill max width. This is our search bar with a placeholder, more like a hint that says search products. The leading icon is a search icon with content description as search. The focus and unfocus container color is white. The focus and unfocus border color is transparent. The focus text color is black with 14 dp rounded corner shape. Then a spacer of 8 dp height. Now, to display the products, we will again use a lazy vertical grid with a column grid cell of 2. Why are we not using the ProductListScreen code? Because it's not reusable. It is fixed and connected to its data. We will create a separate way to display the products here in the search screen. But obviously, you can rewrite the code and reuse the same code again. Now, keep the content padding 8 dp to add some spacing. Inside the grid, items, results. Make sure the import for items is a list. It loops through each product in the results list, and for every product, it calls ProductItem to show its UI. It passes a function that tells the app to add that specific product to the cart using cartViewModel.addToCartProduct when the user clicks the Add button. And that's it. Our search screen is ready. Also, do not forget to add cart view model parameter in search screen navigation. And done. Now let's run the app and see if it works. Alright, our home screen is still pending, but look at our search screen. It is ready with all the product listings. Let's see if we can search the products. So I will write lipstick, and here it is. Likewise, dress. Perfect. Last time we couldn't see the add to cart feature properly, so let me show you now. I'll add the product to the cart. Go to the cart screen, and here is the product. I can increase or decrease the quantity of the product. Total amount is not visible. We will fix that in the next video. Okay? Now click on Pay Now. The loading animation appears, and then finally an order success screen. Order is successfully placed. Perfect. So our e-commerce app is almost ready. In the next part and the final part, we will design our home screen. So stay tuned for that. In the next part 5 and the final part, we will design our home screen. So stay tuned for that. Okay? Alright, that's it for the video. If you are new to this channel, then please consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.